What is going on, everybody? Houndoom here, coming at you with another episode of Crystal Randomised Nuzlocke. On the last episode, we made our way south of Violet City onto Route 32, and we managed to lose one of our precious members of the team, Electabuzz, otherwise known as Rattata. On this episode, we're going to be moving further south down to Union Cave and hopefully making our way over to Azalea Town. But before we kick things off, I was doing a little research, and it seems to me that I'm just going to move this quickly. It seems to me that the egg that we received is going to hatch into Togepi. So without that hatching, what I'm actually going to do, I'll actually show you just here that it is still safely in its egg. But because we now have the old rod, there it is. Since we still have the old rod, I now have the old rod, I should say. We actually have two more encounters that we can access. One of them is here in Violet City, I believe. In fact, let's do it over the other side. And then one of them is at the Ruins of Alf. Because we now have the rod, we can actually get ourselves a Pokemon there. Just check how many... that's fine. So I felt like it would be a good idea for me to find out our encounters from here. And then after that, I'll do some grinding, and you'll be able to see that all sped up and what have you, just like it was in the last episode. So, our encounter for Violet City is... Mantine! Okay. Well, we don't have a Mantine yet, so this is all good. I really hope it doesn't have a flying type move. This thing does have a absolutely pathetically low catch rate. I'm just going to quickly... It's going to just come off for just a second. I just need to find out what moves this thing has, because otherwise I'm going to have some problems. Tackle, Bubble, Supersonic. Doesn't have a flying type move, so that's good. So what we're going to do then is we're going to... Actually, we can stay in here. Let's bind it. Preferably avoiding missing. I don't know how useful this thing is going to be. Can you stop missing that? Bubble is obviously a pathetic move. It's also going to be doing something, but I don't think it's... Can you seriously stop missing? It's not going to be as good as Vaporeon, I don't think. 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row? Are you serious right now? There you go. God, how much accuracy does Bind have, for God's sake? It's ridiculous, right. We'll continue to wear it down a little bit. And then... Because I think Vice Grip would have probably KO'd it. Well, maybe not. But we'll continue to hit it with Bind, and then it will wear itself down with the extra Bind, and then we'll try and catch this thing. We may as well see if we can go catch it now. Let's have a look, see here. Can we catch it? I don't believe we can, but we can but try, right? I could probably switch into my Parasect and paralyze it, but... Maybe it doesn't have Supersonic. Or maybe it just doesn't feel like using it. Maybe it doesn't feel like using it, I don't know. Well, I don't really want to lose my Parasect right now. Let's just keep trying to catch it. This thing is really difficult to catch. 1, 2, 3. Damn! This thing really doesn't feel like using Supersonic, does it? Now I could use Bind again, but I don't really know... Unless it gets released next... Yeah, I don't know. It's a problemo we're in here. Oops. Well, I didn't mean... There's the Supersonic. There's the Supersonic, I knew it had it. Alright, so it's still bound. It's a really annoying amount of health it's on right now. Right, we'll heal Joe, because I don't want anything to happen. And then there's the Bind release, so I can't use Bind on it again or else I risk losing it. Let's use this Great Ball. This is probably the better ball to go for here, because this thing is a bit difficult to catch. Oh dear, you don't want to be caught, do you? Right, is there anyone we can possibly switch to right now? Would your Vice... You don't have Vice Grip yet, do you? You have Bubble. That's not going to do anything. Your leech life won't do anything. You have wrap. I mean, a tackle shouldn't KO you. And certainly a scratch won't KO. This bubble won't do anything. Hopefully. Ooh. Right, we can at least paralyse it. At least do that much, and then we can scratch it, and then we can not KO it. It shouldn't KO. It really shouldn't KO. That was a critical hit, yeah. Alright, well now that we've done that, we've got it down to a nice amount of health, and it's paralysed, we can switch back to Joe. Obviously you can take hits a lot better than Lisa, so we don't have to risk losing her. Because she could see some use, The moves that she's got could be very useful, so... Admittedly, the Gloom that I caught is probably a better choice, but Gloom is obviously weak to Psychic, which is obviously a very good type in this generation. So we're going to continue to throw Pokeballs. And we didn't catch it. Come on, Mantine. Come on, you know you want to catch. Don't take too many Pokeballs, because I would like to go get myself something at the Ruins of Alph. Oh, come on. I can't hit you again. I could have stayed in for one more turn against it with Lisa, but probably could have stayed in with a couple more turns, but I didn't want to risk it. There we go. Awesome. So... Okay, now, you're not exactly a dolphin, but I'm going to call you Joanne after the dolphin that was in Family Guy. Because you're a female. Right, so, do we have any money hovering around? Not enough for a Pokeball. Alright, well let's go heal, and then we'll head over to the Ruins of Alph, see what we get, and then... I'm thinking I want to train Wobbuffet, and I want to train the Gloom, because while the Gloom isn't going to be too good, and it's going to take me ages to get a Leaf Stone, I can't really think of another Pokemon that would actually see any use. I mean, I think Vaporeon Car Wash could actually see some use. I'm just not sure. A Water type would be very good to have right now, and if I trained it to the level which we're at, then I would actually be able to have Water Gun on it. Because Joe's at level 16, 17, and she learns, or he learns it at level 16, 17, I can't remember exactly what number. But you get the idea. So we're going to head into the Ruins of Alph here. We can get ourselves some water down here, and we'll see what we can catch. And hopefully we can actually catch it, because, yeah. Oh, a bite. Right, let's see what we're going to get. Hopefully something good. Another Mantine. Well, that's Dupes Clause, so we can't get this. Oh, actually, maybe... Maybe we can only find Mantine. That would be a good thing to note. I might not be able to find anything until I get a better rod. Well, we'll do 3, maybe 4 encounters, and if we keep finding Mantine, then we'll forget this encounter for now and come back to it. Perhaps with the good rod or something. Maybe when we get Surf, because when we get Surf we can actually access the grass. And obviously that will have completely different encounters. Can you, come on? Come on. Catch something. Catch something. Oh, no. Come on, find something. There you go. Maybe it is only Mantine, because if it's like the chance encounters that it used to be, it might only be Mantine, which is 100% here. That might be the case. If it is, that's annoying, but at least we know. So we'll do one more encounter, and if it's still a Mantine, then we'll leave it, and we'll come back. We will come back. Right. So let's see. If this is Mantine, then we'll come back later. Oh, it's a Tentacruel! Ooh! Alright, so Tentacruel is our encounter for here then. Tentacruel. Now, again, I don't know when this thing learns a water-type move. If I was to guess what move it got, it would probably be Bubble Beam. Which is obviously a very, very good move to have, because Bubble Beam is actually some power. This thing does have a very, very low catch rate, though, so it would be helpful to know what moves this thing would have. Supersonic is obvious. I'm going to quickly check them, actually, because it would be nice to know when we get something good. So, 1 second here. Just got to actually find it in the Pokédex. Here we are. Tentacruel. Alright, so it's likely to have... It might not have Bubble Beam, actually. I'd have to test the waters to see what it actually has. It won't have Water Gun. Acid, Supersonic, Wrap, Poison Sting, Bubble Beam, and Constrict. So, I don't know what moves it has. If it has Bubble Beam, then we're set. We're good. Don't hit yourself too much. Right, well it has Poison Sting. Didn't poison me, that's good. Again, it's a bit annoying to know how much I want to attack this thing. Because this thing is very useful. This thing is pretty defensive, especially on the special side. And again, I don't really want to switch out, particularly knowing that it has Poison Sting. I mean, Joanne here could actually take some hits and retaliate with some tackles and some bubbles, so I might actually do that instead, actually. So let's do that. Let's do that. It's got that Poison Sting. Let's try Tackle. Oh, come on. Enough with the Supersonic. Tackle will probably do a little bit more. If we can actually hit. It's only showing Supersonic and Poison Sting at the moment, which is worrying. I don't want those to be its only moves. We certainly would be stuck. It has Constrict as well. Right, one more tackle, I think we're good. Don't crit it. Thank you. Could possibly hit it again, but you know what? I'm not going to try. Now please reveal that you have a water type move, preferably Bubble Beam, because if you don't have Bubble Beam then it'll be Water Gun. And let's just keep using that Constrict. Can't have this thing hit me too many times, really. 1, 2, 3. Damn. Still using that Poison Sting. I really should switch, to be honest. If it poisons me, then it's going to hurt. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright, so we caught Tentacruel. For God's sake, I really hope that last move is Bubble Beam. Right, okay, well we need to think of a name for this thing. It is a female, so... let's think here. Let's call you Sonia, after Quagmire's sadistic girlfriend in Family Guy, because I feel like you're quite sadistic, Tentacruel. Alright, so let's have a look at them. Let's head on over to Violet City. I know this part has actually been a lot longer than I planned it to be, so this might be a slightly long episode, but regardless of that, we'll know exactly what we have on our hands here, and then I'll be able to let you know. Well, you'll see what I'll be training. So I'll decide right now. We'll get him added to the layout as soon as I decide, and then we'll soon see. Now, Mantine learns Bubble Beam at level 18, but it doesn't really learn much else. Other than water type moves, it doesn't really learn anything. So what do you have? You don't carry another move. Okay, that's worrying. Alright, so you've got level 21 special. You've got 21 special attack. as opposed to Joanne's 23. And you've got a lot better stats, so I might end up using you. Even just as a water type move user, you're still pretty good. Okay, so the only problem with using you is the fact that you've got two. I'll end up having two Pokemon that are weak to fire and flying. I'm definitely going to use Wobbuffet. Even if Wobbuffet doesn't last very long, I really would like to use it. And the problem with you is, when do you learn Aurora Beam? Apologies for the fact it keeps freezing. I know I don't really want it to keep doing that, but I was going to have a look and see when this thing learns Aurora Beam. 36, that's barely worth waiting for. As opposed to Mantine, which learns pretty much nothing as well. You'll get Bubble Beam. You'll get Bubble Beam, but yeah, not just not much else really. Just not much else. It really is thinking about Pokemon that actually are going to have some use throughout the game. And honestly, I do think Mantine is probably going to be one of my better bets here. It learns Icy Wind, which actually could see some use, but I don't know where I get the TM for that. Let's have a look. And it also gets Blizzard as well. Oh, I get Icy Wind for defeating Price. Okay, well, all right. Well, I think we use Mantine. So we use Mantine and we use Wobbuffet. How about that? So we use Mantine and Wobbuffet. We'll put them on the layout. I'll put them on the layout just when I start the training, since it's easy to edit, frankly. So anyway, I will be back in a little while. You'll see all the grinding on the screen, and yeah, we'll be back very soon. So I'll see you then. Hopefully, when we've got a nice, fully trained up team. So I'll see you then, guys. Hey guys, we're back. So basically, off screen I have done a bit of training. As you've seen, I was kind of all over the place really. I've only trained Mantine up to level 14. I think that on balance, she is probably going to be better than any other Pokemon I can really train right now. And Wobbuffet was tough to train. I only had 2 Pokemon before, and I think that we can actually do with 2 Pokemon. We're going to be able to get 2 more encounters. Well, actually, no, we could get 3 more before we head to the next area. The next gym, rather, sorry. So I feel like it's probably best if we just stick with 2, see if we can get any better Pokemon. Because, yeah, it's just going to be tough to find Pokemon who are actually going to be useful. Joanna's got to be level 18 for the gym, because she will then learn Bubble Beam, and Bubble Beam will be amazing to use. So here's hoping we can actually get through these fights. There aren't too many, because Union Cave is pretty small. But yeah, so here's hoping we can get through here nice and quickly. I know this has been quite a long episode, because I can't speed up that other footage too much. Vileplume. Well, that's not really a Pokemon I want to be seeing right now, but luckily I have a Grass type for that, so it's not bad. Sorry, not a Grass type, a Bug type. I will expect to be Stun Sport or something, although this thing actually can learn Petal Dance, as we're seeing right now, so this thing will be hitting quite hard. Yeah, that hit pretty hard with the resistance and fire level difference and everything else. Petal Dance is pretty much the strongest Grass type move that isn't Solar Beam, so it's a tough move to take, especially from Vileplume, which has a ton of special attack. So precisely why I didn't want to stay in, and we don't have any flying type moves. So kill off that Vileplume. Tons of experience though. That was the only Pokemon he had. Whoa, I'm beaten big time. Yeah, damn right. Damn right you are. It's a shame, because these people normally have fire types. Oh wait, no, it's not you guys who have fire types. You normally have rock types. Still Pokemon I could take down with Mantine, but hey ho. So Russell here has a Slowpoke. Not really a Pokemon I want to be dealing with Joanne here, but it's level 4, so I think we're good to go for Bubble. It's a 3-hit KO-ish, I think. Bloody hope so. Yeah, should be a 3-hit KO. So this thing should die in the next hit. I want to try and give Joanne as much training as I can, because obviously Joanne is the weaker Pokemon here. It's still got a fair amount of special attack though, so it's not that bad. And it can take a ton of special hits. Ooh, Wobbuffet. Ooh. That's going to be a very difficult Pokemon to take down. Alright, so I carry Bubble. I do have Supersonic. Probably going to have to use that, because this thing obviously can't damage me, but it can do a fair amount back. So let's use Supersonic on it. Try and get this thing confused. I mean, this thing obviously is not going to be predicting me, so it will probably still be using Counter quite a lot. And I do have a fair amount of HP, but obviously this thing, if I can't take it down in one shot, then this thing is obviously going to be very hard. Also, this thing having Destiny Bond is also a problem. Oh, that actually did it quite a lot. Alright, so it hit itself. I'm not sure how much HP this thing will have at level 6. Using Mirror Coat, that's good. What is your physical attack? Yeah, I think a bubble will take it down from this range. I seriously hope so, because it's going to hurt otherwise. No! I use Counter. Alright, well, Wobbuffet is obviously a difficult Pokemon to take down, particularly with a Mantine here. But nice, lots of experience there. And lastly, we have a Remoraid, which I will switch for. This is the only problem with having water types that can't use anything other than water type moves, which is obviously a problem. If I could get one of you, a Remoraid, you learn lots of cool moves. I think you'll get Ice Beam. I think you actually get Ice Beam through level up. So yeah. You gave me some trouble there, Russell. You gave me some trouble. But hey, moving on here. It's you who normally has fire types. I'm seriously upset about that. Well, I'd be upset about Zubat too, because Zubat sucks. A Chinchou. What is with all these freaking water types? Joanne can't deal with these. There's water types everywhere. I'd also really like a Chinchou as well, because Chinchou would learn Spark quite early on. Not too early on, but early on that it would be useful. And Water Electric are two very, very good types. Very, very good. Alright, and a Houndour. Well, we can obviously switch for that. Joanne is the star of the show for that. I mean, a Houndour would also be very useful right now. So yeah, it seems to me that the odd egg is actually going to contain the normal Pokemon it would do. So we'll soft reset for that starter. Sorry, for the shiny rather. If we get Elekid, then I will keep doing it, as that obviously won't count as the first encounter. I'm hoping for Magby, because Magby has a very, very awesome shiny. Frankly, Cleffa would also be very good as well. Just anything that isn't really... Tyro would be cool too. Just basically anything that isn't Igglybuff, because I don't like Igglybuff very much. Alright, Octillery. Again, I would really like to have one of you, but we're not that lucky. Right, so we found a potion. Nice. I may as well take this guy down. Hey! Yes, I'm always looking for Pokemon. Always looking for more Pokemon. Give them to me. Alright, Collector, what you got? You have... Oh, you're a Pokemaniac. Oh. Okay, you have a Dragonite. Okay. Well, I think it may be a good idea to try and confuse this thing before we do anything else. Joanne's physical defense is not as good as thingies, but this thing will be doing a large amount of confusion damage, so we'll do that and then we'll switch. I don't know what moves this thing has from the get-go, hopefully nothing too good, or else we could be in for some problems. Right, so hit itself. The Vice Grip should take it down, frankly. Maybe. Ah! Ah! Twister. Alright, well that makes sense. That's fine, I can take that. Not too bad at all, and this will take it down. Joanne grows to level 15. And I only almost grew to level 17. Almost. Your poor Pokemon. We had a freaking Dragonite, what'd you expect? I don't want to take that. Well, yes, I'm happy about the fact that this cave is light. I have to say that much. Alright, Ray, what you got? You got a Crobat. Lots of strong Pokemon in here. This isn't good. Alright, well, again, we will start as we always do. I don't think this thing is actually going to have anything too powerful. I think Leech Life is probably going to be the best it's got. But we'll go for the Supersonic while we can, because obviously this thing's going to assist in taking it down. Particularly if it's using the Leech Life, which is a very annoying move. Even if it is doing 1. Come on, hit the Supersonic. Annoyingly, Joanne doesn't learn Confuse Ray until level 49. And 49 is way too late, so... Alright, so we use Supersonic. Supersonic gets the job done, I guess. Does something. Right, so it hurts itself, good. And then we'll retaliate with a bubble. How I cannot wait for level 18, when you'll actually have an attacking move that actually does something. This is a very, very slow part of the game when you're going through a Nuzlocke. So, what exactly do I do here? And particularly on this randomizer, where we don't seem to have many good Pokemon. Our Pinsir is very, very good. It's just we seem to get a lot of good Pokemon, but they just don't learn any good moves. I mean, luckily, Mantine here gets Bubble Beam, which is obviously going to be very useful. And Water is an exceptionally good offensive type, so I have no problems with that. A Bug and Water type together are pretty good, frankly. I mean, I wish you had a Flying type move, but to be honest, it's not necessary, bearing in mind you don't have any physical offense, so it's a shame, but I think even a Wing Attack would possibly do something against some stuff. Umbreon. Huh. Now this brings up an interesting point. We found Vaporeon at in the Dark Cave, and we yeah. So how from then will Pokemon work that are from the EV line? Now the answer is all of them count towards Dupes Clause. I should really make it so that it's just Eevee, but because they're all part of the same evolutionary family... Oh, a Vaporeon here as well. Because they're all part of the same family, it means that they're going to be painted under the same brush, so everything will be counted as dupes. We get 2 items, an X-Defend and TM39. I'm not sure what that is, but let's have a look. It's something good in for later generations. It's Swift. Possibly see some use on a Pokemon at some point. Can't think of anything right now that it'd be good on. Hey, Swine. I seem to be quite lucky in finding Pokemon that are fully evolved though. Which is kind of nice. Hypno. Well, I feel like I'm being teased in this LP. Like in the Elekid, on Route 32 we could find Elekid. No, 31, sorry. And on 32 we could find Electabuzz through fishing. Like it's trying to tease me. It's not nice. It's not nice. A Skarmory? Hey look, it's your brother. Or sister, I guess, here. It's your sister. I still prefer Mantine over Skarmory, personally, but hey-ho. I did wish it was, I did wish I had Repel. I wish I had some Repels. I do have one, but I'd rather just keep it. It's cool to see what Pokemon are in an area, though. Alright, so we're on Route 33 now, so there's going to be one trainer. This is going to be a nice route to be able to fight, to do some training on, particularly if we find some good Pokemon. So, speaking of that trainer, I think we'll fight you now. Here's hoping you actually don't have any good Pokemon, because you do have quite a few Pokemon, if I remember correctly. 2 or 3 at least. 2. Right, what have you got? A Lapras. Okay, this thing just has Water Gun, I believe, for attacking moves. I think this thing might learn Supersonic, which is obviously a problemo. Oh, Joe's actually quite low on health right now. Let's try and use Supersonic on you. Or not. This Water Gun will be doing very, very little. Very, very little. So let's try and get the Supersonic off, confuse it, and then hopefully it will do some damage to itself, and then we can switch out. Nope. I was continuing with that Water Gun, annoyingly. But let's go ahead and switch out. We'll switch into Joe, and Joe will be able to possibly take this thing down, excuse me. Come on, hit yourself. Yay! Right, awesome. So let's go for the Vice Grip, as always. Does a very nice amount of damage thanks to that critical hit. If you can hit yourself, that'd be great. No, or not. Well, I don't think that Water Gun's going to take me down. Not by a long shot. Yeah, that's good. And then the Vice Grip will take it down. So, what else have you got? Is it something that I'm going to want to stay in for? That was a ton of experience. It is a Zubat. Alright, well, because of the amount of health you're on, I'm going to switch into Joanne. Because Joanne is going to be better suited to this. I think this thing will only really have leech life. And it looks like Joanne might grow to level 18 as well. Sorry, 16. I've got 18 on the brain because of Bubble Beam. I want it bad. Very useful critical hit there. Liking that. Alright, so what I think we might do is we might save a few encounters for the next episode, because this episode has been running on for a long time. But what we will do is that we will find our encounter for Route 33 here. And then we'll move on to Azalea Town. And we will finish off our episode there. Oh, actually, how many Pokeballs do we have right now? Probably not very many. A Pokeball and a Great Ball. Yeah, let's go buy some Pokeballs and then we'll get our encounter. So here we are in Azalea Town. Team Rocket is obviously doing its thing. Where is the mart? It's up here, isn't it? I don't know how much money I have. Quite a fair amount. Alright. Let's buy, I don't know, 8. Let's do it. Let's buy 8 and then we'll head back and we'll get ourselves a Pokemon, hopefully. Hopefully it's not something with a low catch rate like Mantine was. Luckily we actually managed to catch Mantine though, which is obviously very good, because it's only weak to 2 Pokemon. 2 types, rather. Alright, so our encounter for Route 33 is a Seeking. As if we haven't got enough normal water types already. Whoa. That was weird. A wire fell down and it scared the hell out of me because it felt like a spider. Alright, let's Supersonic you. At least try. Actually, we hit you with Tackle. I don't know how much that's going to do. Whoa. Okay, critical hit then. Critical hit then. I'm not going to be particularly upset if I lose this thing, because Seeking is not good in this generation. Which is a shame, because I like Seeking, but it's not good at all. Well, that's a shame. We didn't get anything too fantastic, but hey-ho. Don't waste all my Pokeballs, though. I would like to go get myself a cool encounter in the Slowpoke Well. And then Ilex Forest, and then once I get Headbutt, I'll be able to get myself an encounter in Azalea Town as well. Because I don't think there's any water in Azalea Town, as far as I know. I mean, we can save some encounters until after the gym, but basically all of our money is going into Pokeballs at the moment, which is not very good. Not good at all. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Seeking. Alright, so what can we call you then? You're a female Seeking. Okay. Let's call you... What can we call you? Let's call you Bonnie. Why not? Alright, Bonnie then. Okay, so we'll make our way into Azalea Town and then we'll end off the episode. I'm not going to use Seeking because Seeking is not very good. It's a shame, but obviously all water types really have to be special attackers or else they're nothing, basically. Which is a shame, but yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed. On the next episode we're going to be heading down the Slowpoke Well, dealing with Team Rocket. I don't think we'll have any time for the gym, but obviously we will try and get an encounter for the Slowpoke Well. But thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe if you want to, you know, that kind of thing, as always. And I'll see all of you next time. So have a good day, everyone.